find it strange, legal scholar baffled at Trump's stunningly embarrassing fraud bond filing. Filing shows Trump is lying reluctant to squander limited assets or deemed untrustworthy, law professor says. Former President Donald Trump asserted earlier this week that he is unable to secure a bond to cover his $450 million civil fraud judgment, but the New York Attorney General made it clear on Wednesday that she's not buying it. In a 9-page filing, Attorney General Letitia James urged an appeals court to disregard the former president's claim that he cannot obtain an appeal bond for the massive judgment after approaching 30 surety companies through 4 brokers. Seeking from the court a pause on the execution of the judgment or a steep drop in how much he must post, Trump's attorneys also argued that bond companies are generally not capable of underwriting such sums, and said the companies told Trump they are unable to accept real estate assets as collateral, according to the Washington Post. A lawyer for James, Dennis Fan, in response called Trump's filing procedurally improper and argued Trump has not explained why he can't post his real estate or obtain a letter of credit. Trump's team also should have informed them of their bond issues earlier rather than days before payment is due, Fan said. As far as the court can infer, sureties may have refused to accept defendants' specific holdings as collateral because using Mr. Trump's real estate will generally need a property appraisal and his holdings are not nearly as valuable as defendants claim, Fan added in the filing, seemingly taking aim at the true value of Trump's assets. The former president's alleged difficulty in obtaining a bond raises a number of questions about what underlies his claims, Bennett Gershman, a Pace University law professor and former New York prosecutor, told Salon. The likely GOP presidential nominee could be lying reluctant to squander limited assets needed for his campaign, or considered financially untrustworthy given the lengthy history of his business fraud and numerous bankruptcies, he said. I find it strange that Trump is essentially claiming that he either does not have sufficient assets to cover a bond or that bonding companies don't trust him, Gershman added. Either claim is stunningly embarrassing to someone who has flaunted his wealth and power. In the filing, Fan also told the appeals court that Trump's Monday claims are unreliable because they're based on sworn statements from Gary Giulietti, a friend of Trump's, and Alan Garten, the Trump Organization's general counsel, the Post reports. Giulietti, Fan wrote, was deemed not credible as a witness by Judge Arthur Engoron, who oversaw James' civil trial against Trump, while Garten, Fan argued, was involved in the conduct at issue and has professional interests in this litigation. Garten disputed Fan's claim, according to the Post. Former federal prosecutor Andrew Weissman, who served on special counsel Bob Mueller's team, told MSNBC that the real issue for Trump is that he may just be too leveraged. He says he's worth so much, but all these properties are used to back loans from other institutions, Weissman said. He may not have all that much money, either cash on hand or property that isn't already pledged for other loans. So the reason he's having trouble, and the reason he might be having this meltdown, is he can't post the money himself. And he needs to find a lifeline through some third party who is going to be able to bail him out. The surety companies Trump approached may have a good reason for why they don't want to underwrite the entire amount of his judgment, Gershman told Salon, arguing they probably don't trust Trump's asset valuation because of the lawsuit's determination. James sued Trump, his company and Trump Organization executives in 2022 for allegedly defrauding banks and insurers by inflating the value of his assets by up to $2.2 billion per year from 2011 to 2021 in order to cut better deals and secure better loan terms. Engoron found Trump and his co-defendants liable for fraud last September, and earlier this year ordered the former president to pay more than $350 million plus around $100 million in interest, which is still accruing. James gave Trump a 30-day grace period after the judgment before she would begin collecting the payment. If the former president is unable to post bond by the period's end on Monday, the Attorney General can begin seizing his assets and real estate holdings. James has signaled she is prepared to do so if Trump fails to pay the fine. Syracuse University College of Law professor Gregory Germain, however, argued that it's not reasonable to expect someone to be able to post a $500 million bond on short notice. The focus should be on maintaining the status quo while the appeal is reviewed. He told Salon, adding that he's unsure how the appellate court will ultimately rule on Trump's request for a stay on the judgment or if they will do so quickly. The appeals court deciding in favor of Trump is doubtful, Gershman said. They may allow the former president more time to explore other options, including divvying up the bond or having Trump's real estate interests held by the court, as James offered Wednesday.